I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing, a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman describing her suicide attempt as ordinary, like brushing my teeth. In an attempt to answer the question, why did I do it? She tells her life story. We're about a third through book 4, working title, Eyes of Different Colors. Thanks for having patience with repeating materials. I worked my way through a new order for this section of the book. Last week, Ava met her short-lived roommate who wanted to kill and maim people for a living. This chapter is called Skeletons. Since Sheet with Child's Donuts went up at Knird Doof, so has my courage. I go there alone, like I'm a dude going to the arcade or a skate park. I'm not sure there are places women go alone, certainly not the bar, unless you're one of those old, too friendly alcoholic ones, willing to do anything for a drink or smile. Johnny will say hi to me if no one else does. I sit at a table with him and 4 other black-clad punks in the unlit back area of the gallery. No one talks, which is fine with me. I can hear the music better. If someone does speak, it's about music or to make a derisive comment about politics and mainstream culture. Liars, sheeps, morons. Grab yourself a beer, Johnny says, looking at me. Really? Yes, really, he chuckles, nodding towards the kitchen. I feel like a wannabe cool leather mountain overshadowing the table as I push my docks into the floor and unbend my knees. My chair screeches and I wince. Catching sight of the other's eyes as they watch, glowing like cats in the night, I move away from the table, trip over my own feet, pitch forward, and regain my balance. Making my way through the darkness, the graffiti-covered kitchen door shining in the hallway's golden light. No one goes into the kitchen except the people who live here. Being invited to get my own beer is like being allowed into the inner sanctum. The kitchen is quiet and clean, white, well, no graffiti. The streetlight slants in across the sink and counter, drawing a parallelogram on the floor's tiles. I pull open the fridge, piles of wax paper and plastic-wrapped items, Vietnamese spring rolls mainly from reading the labels. I remember the startled look on Johnny's face the one time I asked to see a menu. Lots of Knird, not so much doof. I grab a blue from the bottom shelf. Hey, what do you think you're doing? An angry male voice behind me. I whip around to see the redhead from one of my first nights here, the one who told me that Johnny only likes teenagers. He sways backwards and sneers. Getting a beer, I snap. Johnny told me I could. The redhead stares at me. What's your name? He bellows. I don't have to tell you my name. The guy transforms in an instant. My name's Greg, he says in a coquettish little boy voice as his eyes move between mine and the fridge behind me. I smile. He's funny. I don't tell him my name, though. Quentin is tall and goes thin with a long face and nose. Thick, shineless black hair cut into a bowl that partially hides black eyes with the smallest of embers lighting them. Pasty, pale, tentacle-like limbs perpetually encased in black. He even wears a turtleneck throughout the summer. He smokes these long cigarettes that, he says, come from Egypt. I know he's on welfare, so it doesn't make sense. I mean, I got my docs when I was on welfare, but I knew I'd be working soon. Quentin won't. His pride, or the way he parses the smokes out, that's it. The Egyptian smokes are his thing, his identity. No employer is going to hire smokes. Do you want to see my place? He asks in his arch manner. We're at Knird on a Wednesday afternoon. Sure. Now we're on a date, going to his house. I said yes because he's tall, thin, and if he was healthy, attractive. We walk in silence. His room, in a house he shares with others, or did he say grandmother? I wasn't paying attention, has frilly white curtains, a white dresser, and a whitish bedspread with delicate faded flowers. He sits on the bed, scooting over along the headboard, but only to the middle, as if he doesn't know whether he wants me to join him or not. I stand beside the bed. Against the ragged, discolored white and disappearing sprays of peonies, his arms and legs appear even thinner and longer. They look like cutouts, an absence in the 3 dimensions that surround me. When Quentin and I make eye contact, or whatever it is, I realize he doesn't see me. I could be a piece of furniture, or I could be an absence, too. I glance at my watch. Oh, shit, I lie. I forgot I have to work at 5. I grab my bag and get the fuck out. Hello? Hi, someone told me to call you regarding renting or borrowing a skeleton. Silence. I'm an artist. I want to project it on a wall and trace it. Oh, well, we have skeletons, says the woman. Silence. I'm happy to put down a deposit if you'd rent me one. Just a minute. Shuffling, muffled talking, footsteps. Hello? Hi. You can borrow one. How long would you need it for? 2 weeks, however long you can spare it. 2 weeks is fine. When do you want to pick it up? Today? Okay. Do you know where we are? 7th Street? Yes, we'll have it waiting for you at reception. Thank you. How much will it cost? No charge. Just bring it back when you're done. Really? I can leave a deposit or whatever. It's fine. Just make sure you bring it back. I hang up the phone, bursting inside. The Arbor U Medical School is lending me a skeleton. They don't even know me. How can this be? I want to put life-size skeletons on a piece I've started. A few days ago, I went into Byway and asked if I could have their old signage. You know, those hand-painted red and blue signs that completely obliterate their windows? Seedless raisins, mink difference, hairspray, Zest soap, $1.99. There were rolls of old signs in the bottom of the area between the windows and the rest of the store. I guess if the store wasn't bargain basement like Byway, they'd put mannequins or displays or actual products there. Sure, you can have them, said the guy in the store. We change them on Mondays, so come back then and you can have more. On my hallway sheet, I glued a couple signs and a raft of photocopied and resized portraits by Francis Bacon. Visual rap music that I'm going to punk up with skeletons. Since my drawing skills are, to say the least, rusty, it would take me hours to draw them, and even then they'd be wonky. Why do I need to draw when I can light something up and trace its shadow? Machines, projectors, cameras, these are the future. Artists don't need to draw anymore.